There have been a few books that have set me on my journey of the New Thought movement and the science of mind teaching. And I got on this journey, thank you so much, to a former co-worker of mine named Adrienne Watley. In the 1990s, Adrienne Watley showed up at my job location. She was transferring in, and she had the biggest smile, and she was so bright, so positive. And I would always say, "You dress like you don't belong here." And she didn't. And she would always say, "Oh, I'm not staying. I'm just passing through." And I got to talk to her and learn from her about affirmations, positive thinking, positive attitude. And she gave me a copy of this book, The Key to Yourself by Bernice Bloodworth. I would read this every single day. I would read it on my way to work, riding the number 7 train. I lived in New York at the time. And I would highlight and write on the side of the margins. And I was getting it. I was getting the idea of the subconscious and the conscious mind and how my thoughts are things and how I'm a magnet to whatever I am and whoever I believe I am. And then I started to look around. Who am I hanging out? These are the people I want to be around with? No, they weren't bad people, but they weren't going in the direction that I wanted to go. This book, The Key to Yourself by Bernice Bloodworth, taught me how to take back my mind, be responsible for myself, to not be a follower, but a leader in my life. Thank you, Adrienne Watley. You have set me on this path since 1990. I so appreciate it. This book led me to this book, The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. I was invited by a friend of mine, Anthony, to his church at the time held at Lincoln Center. It was the first church of religious science. It was led by Dr. Stuart Grayson, and he invited me to his church. And I said, okay. And I went one Sunday, and I didn't get all of it, but I knew enough of it from the first book, The Key to Yourself by Bernice Bloodworth. I knew enough of that about the conscious and subconscious mind. I didn't know about, from Ernest Holmes' teaching, The Science of Mind, about spiritual mind treatments and practitioners and stuff like that. But what I did get from that first Sunday that I went to church at Lincoln Center, First Church of Religious Science service, was Dr. Stuart Grayson said, you must have the mental equivalent of what you desire. Boom. Snatched that right up. Woke me right up. I was like, what? Yes. I can have anything. I can be anybody. I just have to have the mental equivalent of it. Thoughts are. Well, I started going to the church. I started going to their Wednesday night talks. I didn't want to be a practitioner, but I did want to study the practitioner studies. And I started taking their classes. That led me down the road to Waddle T. Waddles. And Waddle T. Waddles in the Science of Getting Rich tells you about how you need to think, how you need to write out your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, how, you need to be aware, I'll use that word, of who you're with, what you're watching, what you're reading, because we take in so much information. Are we taking in the good stuff or the bad stuff? Are we a follower or are we a doer? Are we a leader? And in the Science of Getting Rich also talks about giving, to be of service, And I'm going to add to be of service to humanity, serving humanity. Find a need and fill it. This led me to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I would like to say thank you, Cleona O'Hara, CEO and founder of Think and Grow Rich, because she did free webinars on YouTube about Think and Grow Rich, the principles of Think and Grow Rich, how to think and grow rich, and also about service, about being responsible for yourself. Are you a drifter? A drifter is a follower. A drifter doesn't think for themselves. A drifter is not responsible for themselves. A drifter will be someone who follows everybody else. It's mindless living. That's what I'll call it. You can tell a drifter because a drifter dresses like everybody else, hangs out with everybody else, talks like everybody else, eats like everybody else. A drifter has no individuality to themselves. That's my opinion. And Think and Grow Rich, there are, I think, 13 principles that you study that will help you get from where you are. You start from where you are today to where you want to be. And of course, beyond. So this week, or was last week, I signed up for the Napoleon Hill Institute mentorship program. It's a 9-month program, but I'm going to do it for a year. Because all of these books and teachings are up here. I need to get it down here, where I call digesting it, and working the principles in my life. I've done some of it. So I know the principle works. I know having the mental equivalent of what you desire works. I know how to work with the subconscious and the conscious mind. I know about affirmations. I know about spiritual mind treatments because I healed myself. I want to be of more service. That's the beauty of the New Thought movement and the Science of Mind movement, because it's not just about me. It's about you. How can I take what I have here, digest it, work with it, and learn it so that I can get it out here to teach it to you. That's my goal. And right now, this week, I'm reading this book, Outwitting the Devil. And this is by Napoleon Hill also. I was listening to the audiobook on YouTube, and I was like, oh, got to get the book because, there's notes in here and I want to write about it. And I also want to share it on my YouTube channel. These books, all of them, oh my goodness. If you want to take a journey, if you want to start thinking for yourself, if you want to live a life where you are of service to humanity, where you get the riches and the wellness and the best of life for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your lover, mother, mama, whoever, and for humanity, start. Just start where you are. And I'm telling you, you will see, I would say like immediately, what you're thinking. It's like a little movie that plays in your head with all these negative thoughts. And there are so many opportunities to think and grow rich, to build businesses, to collaborate with other people. I'll bring it back to myself. I was thinking so small, like I said, because I was in a government job that I did not like. I sat in that government job for 28 years. 28 years before I put this to work for myself. And I decided I'm retiring early because I know that there is more than enough of everything. Money, homes, cars, whatever I need, I will always be provided for. because this is a universe of infinite supply. Well, I hope that my sharing of the books that I'm reading, I'll let you know about this one real. So this one's good real soon. And please let me know in the comments, like, what books are you reading? What path are you on? What's your desires in life? You know, what you're doing. Are you a drifter? Are you a doer? Drifter? Are you a leader? Are you a taker from life? Or are you a giver? So always be on purpose with your life. And even when you chill out with them. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.